WCCO has obtained a search warrant that shows how law enforcement justified an early morning raid on the family home of a man killed in an apparent police shootout.
Police say 23-year-old Dolal Idd shot at them first when they tried to stop him outside a gas station in South Minneapolis last week. Our David Schuman is live outside of City Hall with what we've learned about what happened the night that he died. David?
Well, we now know that Minneapolis police were trying to arrest Dolal Idd last week for allegedly selling guns illegally. The search warrant on his home also gives us law enforcement's explanation for what made the search, quote, high risk. Two pieces of body camera video have come out relating to the death of Dolal Idd last week. The moments Minneapolis police officers shot and killed him after he appears to fire at them first, and when Hennepin County Sheriff's deputies executed a search warrant on his family's home hours later. The county's former chief public defender, Mary Moriarty, says context is needed for both incidents.
I think right now people are not willing to just take law enforcement narrative at face value.
Especially with the nighttime raid, Moriarty was eager to learn what made a judge sign off on it.
There needs to be a really, really good legal reason, because no matter how law enforcement handles it, it is very traumatizing.
The newly released search warrant makes the reasons more clear. Minneapolis officers were after Idd for allegedly selling guns illegally. An informant told them there were more guns at the house in Eden Prairie where Idd lived with his family. The warrant says the address has a history of police being called to it, including on a weapons offense in 2018. Another man who lives at the house is also in custody right now on separate murder charges from November. Deputies went in at night to prevent any evidence from being moved or destroyed.
That was one of the most polite executions of search warrants I recall.
Ultimately, no guns or evidence were found in the home, but Idd's family says the entire thing was very traumatic for them. Sheriff David Hutchinson praised his team, adding that handcuffing all the adults is procedure on these kinds of searches. We've learned it's the Dakota County attorney who will be deciding whether to charge any of the Minneapolis officers involved in Idd's death.
All right, David Schuman, thank you. And stay with WCCO 4 News for continuing coverage of this police shooting investigation.